Welcome everybody to Reacts. We're talking about Summerslam. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing peachy, thanks for asking.
So far, so good. How about you guys?
Oh man, of course you can tell things are a little bit off kilter here. We're a little jumbled. It's late for some of us, and a lot of us are probably tired. I know that's me. I'm one of them. But before we begin, let me take a sip out of my Love Wrestling mug here because I'm gonna need.
Hey, wait! Plug our sponsor. Do it.
Oh,
do it now.
I'm getting there.
No, you do it now.
Oh God! And if you need a little more energy, like I do,
that's why I have alcohol.
Make sure you hit up RK Athletics. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter, and online at RK Athletics 1.
There's a thing you could put up.
There is a thing. That thing. I'm not producing right now, so.
Edward.
We're
very loose today.
Wow. So yeah, we're here. We're talking SummerSlam and what a pay-per-view it has been. First, let me introduce who's with me. To my left, we got Chris Parrish.
The Love Wrestling Only Championship.
Is here.
I took on Vegas and cashed in.
I'm going to hear that for another month.
Literally.
And, of course, down below me, we have the natural Astrid. And I, of course, am Alex. I'm not even supposed to be the host. I'm just kind of here. I'm here, man. I'm tired. This pay-per-view kind of dragged on for me, and I remembered. Oh yeah, we've got a reacts to do tonight, so let's get to it. I totally missed the pre-show, so I'm gonna let Astrid take this because hopefully she watched the pre-show. Apparently, it was Big E versus Baron Corbin.
Tom Collier, who just rated us. Thank you so much for the raid, Tom Collier.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Tom.
Hello.
I don't even have the producing things, and I'm on top of this. Come on, Alex.
There you go. Hey,
come on.
Hey, man. Astrid, what did you? Give us a little insight on the pre-show match before SummerSlam, Big E versus Baron Corbin.
I mean, it basically was what you expected to be with Baron losing, but it was a good back and forth, at least for me. Yeah, just something I wasn't expecting. I thought there would happen some kind of like backstage segment with Big E trying to get the briefcase. But I guess the match was better than that, at least. But he took the briefcase with him, from what I remember.
Awesome. It seems like that was the way the storyline was kind of going. Just a little fluff, but for the beginning of the show. Chris, did you happen to see that match at all?
I actually didn't because my nephew was actually playing in the Team Brick hockey tournament here in Edmonton, which is a pretty big deal for 11-year-olds, and he was too busy scoring the overtime goal to beat Team BC, so I was very proud of him. Also, want to give him a shout-out because I'm a proud uncle.
Gotcha.
Wearing a shirt, by the way. Yeah.
Nice. Forgive me if I keep looking to my right. I'm looking at my computer, so my attention should be here, but we're all over the place tonight.
But yeah, I was just gonna say the kickoff. It is what it is. Gets the ball going, I think Big E kind of just getting his briefcase back, kind of going back to what it should be. It was a nice little attempt from Burger Baron Corbin, but it didn't pay off.
Yeah. And like I said, I think it was probably just a little bit of fluff, something to have there. It could have been any other match. There was a ton of matches on this show, and I feel like it very could have been Drew versus Jinder. Not to hinder at all, but just I felt like that match could have been better suited on the pre-show. That's just me.
Next, you can't have two former WWE champions, one who headlined WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar on a pre-show. No way. Cannot. And that is totally hindering Jinder, by the way, a pre-show, and I'm sure you're going to go into Spencer's virtual office for doing that.
I'm sure. Well, from there, we've got the start of the pay-per-view. I missed a little bit of it. I was kind of paying attention to chats, paying attention to this and that. But I know for sure, and I did get to see this, we had RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Chris, let's start with you. This match was very back and forth. The crowd was very hot for this match, but in the end, we saw RK Bro finally take the titles.
I mean, come on, the pop just for RK Bro to win those titles alone just made this match awesome. I mean, that's all we need to know. I mean, we talked about this on the POS show. This is one of the better stories going into SummerSlam, was just the developingness of Randy Orton and Riddle with RK Bro. The crowd's there, palm their hands 100%. You're doing every single fan a disservice by not putting those tag titles on RK Bro, because right now that is the money, and I cannot wait to see where the tag division now shifts. And I don't even think AJ and Omos, I think they'll have one more match. I think you can definitely see this match at Extreme Rules.
Definitely. Ashford, what did you think about the match?
Yeah, I think it was a good match to open the show because he started getting the crowd hot, and then I wouldn't have wanted it after some matches that we're going to talk about later. But yeah, I feel like at least they kept the crowd going, which is what they obviously hoped for. But it just went yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, I'm especially to everybody that's watching, and you guys especially, I'm kind of out of it, and in between the matches I was paying attention to something else kind of important in my homestead, so I forgive me. I don't know why I'm in the hot seat to host this thing. I thought it'd be Parrish, but I guess here I am. I'm running this. I mean,
I blame the host for getting too drunk and not helping me out to get my settings back. So
so there you go.
If you're in the office, I'm coming with you because I got something to tell him. Actually, he put himself in the office this morning by dropping multiple S-bombs on the show. And this is the problem of hanging out with the guys from Between Two Beards in Vegas. I mean, he picked up some bad habits. And one of those bad habits was losing when you were competing for the Love Wrestling Elite Championship.
Why do you think this is? I picked this up today from the local Walmart, and I did this myself because our budget is just my budget is not the greatest, but they
don't even say Love Wrestling; they say Sunday Brunch.
So don't worry, I got that covered. I got that covered too. Don't worry. I thought about that. All right. Next up, we had
A for effort. A for effort.
Yeah. Next up, we had, I definitely know for sure, Lily and Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie and with Dewdrop. This was a match. This was there's a little bit of build up to it. The doll has been involved, and I'm sorry, not the doll. Lily has been involved, and we've been seeing this build up to maybe seeing a Dewdrop turn on Eva Marie, but in the end, we did see Alexa Bliss pick up the win, and after the match, Dewdrop did announce that Eva Marie was the loser of the match. Astrid, what did you think?
I mean, it was all right, but I'm hoping at least it leads to Dewdrop putting her real name on TV instead of being Dewdrop, because I hate that name.
Yeah, definitely. Parrish, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, here's a little backstory that people may not know. So when Eva Marie came back to WWE, she handpicked Piper Niven to be the person that she wanted to work with and help kind of help elevate. So, I mean, the fact that Eva Marie, even in this role, she's not the most experienced wrestler on the roster. I think a lot of people are able to admit that. But what she does have an ability to do is she has an ability to bring a name value to the brand, which she has done throughout her career and what she has done outside of WWE. So the fact that she picked Piper Niven to be that person, and now we're seeing the artist formerly known as Piper Niven, now with a stupid name that I do not pronounce on this show. The fact that she actually stood up and announced that Eva Marie was the loser, we're seeing that character develop a backbone, one that's hey, you're going to treat me like a pile of, what? Spencer, see how I don't say this word on broadcast? Professional. That's why I got the strap and you don't. But...
You're going to hear about that for the next month.
Yeah, you will. But at the same point, I think it's really doing a great job of developing Piper on this main roster and getting her accustomed to a different fan base. And she's really, I think, excelled in this position. Now it's okay. Now let's see her break away and let's get her back to where she was in NXT UK, because that is what the fans want to see. And when she gets there, eventually she's going to be great. So I actually don't hate this. The match was what it was. It wasn't the best match of the night. Wasn't the match I was looking forward to the most. But you know what? Everyone stood to benefit, so I can't hate it that much because everyone looks better at coming out of it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they took the kind of the aspect of Alexa and Nia Jax from a couple years ago. And you've got the beauty, and you kind of got the beast with Eva Marie and Doudrop, and they kind of changed that to make it another story that they could tell. And it's going to be interesting to see where Piper goes from here, and what they do with her. Hopefully it's good stuff. From there, we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I mean, I got segues for days, man. Let's just go. Let's go. We've got the SmackDown Championships. The Usos defending against Rey and Dominic Mysterio. And I know that they played a little clip from last night, potentially, on SmackDown, where Dominic tried to use his feet on the back of Rey to help with the pin, but the ref actually caught him this time. So I thought that would be more of a factor into the match. Maybe we'd even see the father versus son storyline develop in a big way tonight. But we did end up seeing the Usos retaining over the Mysterios. What did you guys think about this match?
I actually enjoyed it. I really don't like it. Again, like, this isn't a match that nobody's like, it was a debate on the POS show today, because a lot of people are like, well, I've seen it like a bunch of times. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? I've seen almost every match on this card a bunch of times. Mm-hmm. But if it's good wrestling, it's good wrestling. And I think these four guys really earned their stripes tonight. They put on a good performance. Take this with what you will. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. It's fine. This is all subjective anyway. But the fact that it is Dominic Mysterio, first ever SummerSlam as a performer, I thought he was very good. It's a really cool thing to see him grow. And the Usos continuing with that bloodline angle. I mean, it was what it was, but it was a good match.
Mm-hmm. Astrid?
Yeah, they had a couple of spots that I just like the uppercut in when Dominic did the Three Amigos, spots like that are just like memorable through the match, and that it got the crowd going, which I liked, and I might get put up the crowd as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed this match compared to some of the other ones.
And definitely, it was a match, like another match between these two teams. Did anybody notice that the Mysterios were kind of wearing Macho Man tribute gear, a little pink and yellow action?
Yeah, there's a lot of tributes tonight. A lot of homages, as people would say. So I dig that. I like the fact that this is how current superstars now say thank you to the people of the past without necessarily needing the people of the past to be there. It's just a cool touch. So, yeah, very cool. Plus, Macho Man's a legend. So,
of course.
Ooh, yeah.
From there, if my memory doesn't escape me, we had
no more questions. Sorry, I had to get that one out there right then.
I don't even know what that. I think that's Macho Man. Like I said, it's late for me. From the tag team match we had, I believe Boss is his name. Forgive me if you're Boost. Yeah, forgive me. He's shredding on the guitar, and we welcome out King Nakamura, the Intercontinental Championship, and they have a little bit of a fluff party on the commentators table. It was a thing. That's about it. I can't really say much for it. I didn't really enjoy it too much. I know that they were trying to scramble to fill some time for what's coming next, and that was supposed to be Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title. At least I think that's what was next. We got the ring announcer after Belair came out to say, hey, Sasha isn't here tonight. And so we've got somebody. We've got somebody in the back, the most beautiful woman in all WWE, to come out, Carmella. Initial reactions to this. Parrish?
I mean, here's the thing. You don't have Sasha Banks. You advertised a match. What is Bianca supposed to do? Take the night off as a babyface champion? No. I mean, of course she wants to defend the title, and you can't help but of course people are going to say, I want an opportunity. Of course. I mean, if you're not there getting an opportunity, I wonder what the hell is wrong with you to begin with. It's SummerSlam. You have a chance for the SmackDown Women's Championship. You put your gear on, you dust your makeup off, and you get your ass out there and you compete. That's what you do.
Yeah,
Astrid, what did you think of this initially?
I knew there was something else was gonna happen. I was just waiting for it, expecting it. What I liked was Bianca's facial expression, as if she was like, "Yeah, I'm not liking this already," sort of situation. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm waiting for that to develop." When obviously as it kept going, but yeah, just her facial expressions are the ones that it made me like think about it. I'm like, "Yeah, something else is happening here."
Yeah, definitely. Reading all the articles saying that they may not be cleared for SummerSlam was definitely an interesting development throughout the week. And then we get to this night. I believe somebody, Wrestling News Source, said that they were cleared last night. But as of today, you, Astrid, said that Fightful said that Sasha was not cleared and not there. So it was definitely what's going on kind of situation. But we did eventually find out what was going on with the return of the man, Becky Lynch. And this was hot. This was the moment for the crowd to pop, and pop they did. She comes down to the ring. She, takes a look at the crowd, takes a look at the two in the ring. She kind of gives Belair a, hold on a second, I'll take care of this. Hoofs Carmella out of the ring, and then gives her a little bit of the what for on the outside. And then she gets back in the ring, gets on the mic, and says, "Hey, you're here, I'm here, let's do this." Belair happily obliges. And then that's when things turn south. We got a punch, and then what looked like a rock bottom from Becky Lynch. And then we hear 1, 2, 3, and we have a new women's SmackDown champion. And for me, I was very, very surprised by this. I mean, if you're going for shock factor, WWE, this was definitely a shock. You had Bianca be a strong face all these months, facing down Bayley, facing down Sasha and Carmella, and then you just have her in this situation where she gets hit twice, and then she's outside of the ring while Becky celebrates, and she's like, "Okay." What did you guys think about this?
I'll let the floor to Astrid for the beginning, because yeah. I will say something, but I kind of want to retort from someone on this.
I was torn, to be honest, because I love Becky. I'm glad she returned, but yeah, I was thinking like Bayley and Sasha have been building Bianca for the past couple of months, and it just went downhill in a couple of seconds. And I didn't even realize how long it lasted until somebody posted a clip on Twitter, and it literally lasted 35 seconds. So, and technically for 10 of those seconds, they were just like walking around the ring, not even touching each other yet. So it just, I don't know. I figured Bianca was going to lose to Sasha, but I was not expecting this at all. I'm like, if you wanted people to talk, this is a way to get them talking at least about SummerSlam.
Parrish, what you got?
Okay. So about a year ago, actually a little bit more, about 2 years ago, who was the hottest female in pro wrestling?
I think we can all agree that was probably
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, yeah.
Right? She was completely dominant for almost a year, bell to bell, from, well, even longer, from when she won the Royal Rumble to the day that she announced she was pregnant and relinquished the championship. So the fact that she could come in, boom, do what she did, not surprising at all. When everyone's like, this is hurting Bianca Belair, BS. No, it's not. This is WWE's way of making Bianca work back up. If we all thought that Bianca was this megastar, then her title reign should have been more than what it was. It was a first title reign for someone. That was the most she's done on this roster. This is not a hinder to Bianca Belair. This is a learning curve, and this is a way to see her evolve from a falter. Is it the most ideal way we want it? No, but guess what? Nobody here is in creative for WWE. So what you say is hindsight, because that's just a perspective, and wrestling can have all the perspectives in a world. It doesn't matter. What matters is what happens next. And if what happens next is we see Bianca get risen to a higher level, then guess what? It has to start somewhere. Therefore, Becky Lynch being the person doesn't hurt anything, because she's still a mega star in the female division in professional wrestling. And then people need to realize that it doesn't matter if you lost in 10 seconds or 10 minutes. A loss is a loss. We can talk about the Kofi thing all we want, but guess what? In a real fight, Kofi doesn't even last that long against Brock Lesnar. Look what it did with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. It made it even better. This is all about storytelling. And if Bianca comes back bigger and better than ever, a win over Becky Lynch makes her a bigger star. And trust me, that is the plan. I guarantee it.
Okay. I mean, like Ed said, you're making very good points, but calm down, bro. It's not that serious.
It's professional wrestling. It's what I love. If I ain't serious about it, then I get the F out.
I mean, we all love it. It's just, just calm down, man. It's just a, just a reaction.
Bugs me with the fact that they think they know it all. No, you don't. Shut up and enjoy wrestling, all right? We had a wicked weekend so far with pro wrestling, and it's only Saturday, brother.
Don't talk about the internet. We're going to lose viewers quick. Oh, wow. There we go. Hey, see you guys later. Forgive me, as we backtrack, I did forget a match. Astrid, we got to talk about Sheamus versus Damian Priest for the United States the National Championship, as Tiffany Haddish called it. Where we did see the Archer of Infamy go over for the United States Championship. What did you think about this match?
I'm ashamed that I forgot about this, to be honest.
Well, it's been a long night, so we're okay.
Yeah, it's after midnight, so I'll excuse myself for this time. But yeah, I'm very, very happy about it. I did like the back and forth, a lot of false finishes that kept the crowd like, is it happening now or now? And I really did like that, just because the crowd was paying attention just to see when it was going to happen. But yeah, like what I heard Tiffany say that, I'm like, nope, that's not it. Sorry.
Yeah, and you should have saw, I don't know if you're paying attention to the look on her face when he said the United States champion. She kind of gave like a shifty eyes, like eye roll kind of thing. Parrish, did you get to see this?
Do you not know what country this championship is named after? Like, seriously, you're in Vegas, a United City tourist staple. You don't know the U.S. Championship. Like, you have cue cards for a reason, Toots. Use them. And I will say this, because nothing pisses me off more than people coming in and freaking messing up their lines. Learn the product if you're going to be a part of it. Do your homework. Lazy. That's just laziness from her.
Okay, but do you have anything to say on the match?
Yeah, Damian Priest is an absolute stud. Sheamus is a Hall of Fame talent. And it was absolutely great to see these two work, and I would love to see it again. What bugs me was the reception from the crowd, because they were completely disengaged because of what happened prior, because they were probably confused to why it happened, which is fine. But give the respect to these two guys, because Damian Priest is an absolute stud who's absolutely going to be just a terrific US champion. And Sheamus did a wonderful job. Despite the fact that he barely defended the title, he made that title meaningful. And because of that, it was a success title reign. And I would love to see Sheamus in the WWE title picture moving forward.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I definitely want to see a little more out of Damian Priest. I feel like I'm still kind of reserved. Maybe he's not quite for me, but I definitely want to warm up to him, being that he's now going to be our United States champion. And, Sheamus, I think he can fit in wherever, mid-card, upper card, just put him there. I want to see him going for the heavyweight championship now. Like, I want to see him back in that main event run.
Mm-hmm.
So we had Damian and Sheamus. Then we had Becky and Belair. Now we go to Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre. Without Jinder Mahal's two guys, forgive me. Not a
we
ringside.
just talked about somebody not doing their homework. You really?
Yeah, I get it. I'll be in the office tomorrow. So this match was a match. It was there. It was okay. Drew McIntyre went over and then tried to murder somebody with a sword. So I'm gonna throw it to you, Parrish. What do you think?
You know what? This is an absolute treat to watch. Just because then, if anybody remembers them being 2/3 of the 3MB, there's a lot of history between them. These two are best friends outside of the ring. It was just amazing and nice to see them share a stage like SummerSlam, because both men absolutely were thrilled about it. It's not very, very positive to see Jinder Mahal back in a match that matters at a big pay-per-view. But with that being said, Drew McIntyre is just on another level of a performer right now. I would love to see him move to SmackDown, because I really think he's now complacent on Raw, just with the fact that he can't challenge for the WWE Championship. Unless we get Drew against Damian Priest, that'd be something I'm interested in. It's a different dynamic. But with that being said, it's just one of those things we know eventually Drew should go back to that main event picture. So give me some fresh looks. Give me Drew McIntyre on SmackDown. But I thought this match was really good. Can't really find much technically wrong with what they did. The only thing, and maybe this would have taken away a little bit from Edge's entrance that we'll talk about later, just give me Broken Dreams, please.
Yeah.
Astrid, what did you think?
I don't think I honestly didn't pay attention much to this one, but I did like how in commentary they keep going back and forth on how their careers are similar, how they left WWE and they came back and they won the WWE Championship, and like bringing that up through their match. I did like that particular point of it. But yeah, I'm just like, I want Drew to do something different at this point, but like Parrish was saying, just like I feel like it's getting stale because he can't do much, so might as well put him somewhere else or with somebody new.
Yeah, it would definitely be nice to see both these men back in the main event picture. We know Jinder can do it, and we know Drew can do it. Maybe we see Drew get drafted to SmackDown and then be a kind of in-between challenger for Roman Reigns until we get to the eventual Rock at WrestleMania next year. Which, if you didn't know, that's kind of where they're heading.
I would love to see Jinder actually go after, now that we have a face U.S. champion, go in that direction where maybe Shanky and Veer.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Could assist him in that quest of being the face of the U.S.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to see Damian Priest versus Jinder Mahal, and with Shanky and Veer.
Veer. Like the band Veer Union.
Well, to veer away from this match, we've got. Forgive me. Now I'm going to need my co-host to help me here.
This is Beer. He's with Veer.
Did we go to Edge versus Seth next, or did we have the three-way women's match next?
I believe we had a triple threat women's match.
All right. Well, then, hey, there we go. Up next, we had Nikki Ash defending the Raw Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match. And in the end of this, we saw what probably a lot of people didn't want to see: Charlotte Flair pick up the victory and pick up the title for her 12th, I believe, title reign now. How do we feel about this? Because, I mean, I feel like they shouldn't have wasted the cash-in. Of course, we're always going to say, hey, what's coming next? What's next? Where's the story go next? But, for the fans and for people who just kind of are tired of seeing Charlotte in that picture and Charlotte with the title, it's going to eventually turn away a lot of people. So, I mean, what do you think, Astrid? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I did enjoy the match, and I like how the crowd was behind this one as well. I'm like, it just makes me wonder what's gonna happen next. I'm like, maybe it'll be just Nikki and Charlotte and no Rhea involved. But I'm like, we need somebody new to face Charlotte because how many times are we gonna see the same matches on Raw? I mean, but
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Chris?
I would love to see the draft sooner than later for this change because I would love to see Rhea moved over to SmackDown. I would love to see Shayna Baszler even come back into the title frame. I would love to see Shayna against Charlotte, to be honest. That is a matchup to me that even right now it just seems fresh, even though the perception is, oh my God, like Shayna's just, not close right now. But it's like, really, what, like, you know what? A good match, a good feud, boom, they're back up there. So it's a mute point to me. But I don't like the use of Nikki ASH. But with that being said, we still got her as a women's champion, and we got her in a main event type match at a big event like SummerSlam. And if you saw the video that they released with her getting super emotional, it is such a touching video, and it's such a relatable video to the point where that it just fits with everything she's doing. Because she's not supposed to be the favorite. She's not supposed to be there. She is James. She's not the giant peach, right? Like there is that story that she needs to get there. And I like it because if anything was easy for her, nothing about her character would work or would be relatable. It's almost like the title represents like happiness, and the struggle is life, and she is the one who's just trying to live it. And I think it's just a fantastic story with her right now.
Definitely. Yeah, and of course, like I said before, we're going to see where this goes from here. And it'd be great to see these women, all three of them, involved in any other match with any other woman on the roster. Let's see Charlotte versus Shayna. Let's see maybe even Alexa Bliss back in there. Or maybe let's see, some mix-up. I know we got the draft. The draft coming up in October. Let's see some new faces fighting Charlotte for the title.
Give me the one that beat her for the NXT title. What about Io Shirai? I mean, that would be an amazing thing. I think that's something they have to start doing. There has to be a shake-up here. There just has to.
From there, we had perhaps one of the matches I was very much looking forward to. We had Seth freaking Rollins against Edge. And I popped so hard for the Brood entrance. And then even the tease last night on SmackDown with the blood coming down onto Seth. The drip god. Seeing him coming out and then in the Brood and then cutting into Meddlingus Alter Bridge was amazing. I even tweeted out to Mattel like, hey, I need this Elite figure now. Where is it? The match was definitely back and forth. And, these two guys can go, and these two guys will continue to go. It was definitely a match that I will probably end up rewatching. But Ash, what do you think of this match?
Yeah, I really liked it, that back and forth. It kept me like connected to the match there, and I did want to see more. I wish I could have done more. At least that's how I see it. And then I saw the other part that I really connected with in commentary when they kept bringing up the neck injury, and they're like, "Yeah, what's gonna happen if he does this to Edge, or what's gonna happen if he does that to Edge?" And they kept bringing up the injury somehow. They're like, "Oh my God, he has to be careful with the way he lands," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I'm like, and I want to see more of it. It was really good though.
Parrish?
I liked it, and I said in our Slack, a lot of people's like, oh, Seth Rollins needs this match. He has to be the next credible opponent for Roman Reigns. And I honestly strongly disagree. And I have multiple points here. One is the fact that Edge has not won a lot of major matches since he's been back. And one of the things that you need him to do is put over guys in the sense of good storytelling, good feuds, good matches, because he's just going to bring that different kind of storytelling than a lot of people. But if he doesn't win any matches, then he loses credibility to whether or not he's actually doing anything. Because if he's always losing, then what does a what does he really do for someone if he's not a credible opponent? So the fact that he won tonight is, it shouldn't be taken in a negative light at all, because he's Edge. I mean, look at everything he's done. Look at everything he's done since he's been back. It's pretty remarkable. We're still talking about the current year's Royal Rumble winner. And because of that, he still has credibility for what he's doing right now. He has nothing but good matches that he's put out. Tell me a bad Edge match that you've seen since he's came back, and if you even answer that, you're wrong, because there has not been one. There has not been one. He is absolutely amazing in the ring, and his mindset is just amazing. The fact that he's working with guys and elevating up, even in a loss, it doesn't matter, because this is a match that we could see again at Extreme Rules, and they could trade back. They could trade a win to Seth Rollins and get a rubber match at Survivor Series. We've seen their segments. We've seen their promos. This is too good and too much money to throw away on one match. This should be a long-term story, and I really like to see that. Not to mention, we did not talk much except for Asher mentioned about Finn Balor, who definitely needs to be used in a more prominent role on SmackDown. And then we got a major return tonight that answered, we got a credible opponent for Roman Reigns.
Yeah. When I saw this being advertised, and when it was built up at Money in the Bank, and then afterwards on SmackDown, I was like, this is going to be a good match, but I really hope this isn't one of those matches that it looks good on paper, but in actuality, because we had Randy Orton versus Edge twice last year, and both of them should have been extremely good matches, but they both fell short. And there is any number of reasons.
Are you kidding me?
I am not.
Are you kidding me?
There's any number of reasons why they could have been, as lackluster as they were.
Nobody on the show touched them in the ring. No one.
Oh, jeez. Anyways.
They didn't just set the bar. They were the bar.
Before Chris goes off on a tangent again, let's move on to our next match. We had Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, with MVP against Goldberg for the not the Universal, the WWE Championship. There we go. This you could tell this crowd was.
You know what you're going to the office for? Not doing your homework.
I thought you were hosting, so there you go. So we had, this was as we expected. Like, the crowd was not behind Goldberg at all.
So happy about that comment, by the way. So happy.
Yeah. We did end up seeing Bobby Lashley get the win, only because of a ref stoppage, because of a blown knee from Goldberg. And then afterwards, when Bobby was viciously attacking Goldberg with the chair, Gage came into the ring and tried to blindside Lashley. But, of course, Gage is like, 150 pounds soaking wet.
Shouldn't have been standing there.
Bobby Lashley is the Almighty and put him in the hurt lock. And afterwards, MVP is on the mic, like, it could have been anybody. He didn't know it was his son. He could have been anybody. And then we see Goldberg crawling over to Gage and kind of covering him and saying, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to murder you. And, now we have death threats to another wrestler.
He said that before the match, and he was like hobbling over there, like little old Billy over there in the corner going, oh, my little knee hurts. Oh, no, wait, no, this one actually hurts because I don't know the difference between my left and my right.
And we saw MVP go for a swing at one of his legs, and it was a very overdrawn sell there.
So attack the WWE champion and not expect to get your ass handed to you. I mean, he's one of the most dominant WWE champions in recent history for a reason, because he's good, he's strong, he's powerful. You don't F with him. Gage is like, I'm gonna F with you, and he's like, fine. Choke done. The fact that everyone cheered him because they didn't want Goldberg to win, and it was just guilty by association, absolutely terrific. Thank you, Vegas, for telling WWE, no, we don't want Goldbergs. The show got canceled in real life. Now the act in WWE needs to be canceled too.
Astrid, what do you think?
Remember, I like how it didn't make Lashley look weak at all, though, especially that spot at the end. I just like the crowd reacted. That just made it for me. I'm like, even if I didn't enjoy the match, just that part alone, just like that made it for me at least.
Yeah, and just to let you know, he's pumped on the alcohol right now. So
no, I'm pumped because I love pro wrestling, baby. And the fact that we're getting one of the best weekends of it is fantastic.
Yeah, this is true. And he's retaining that.
I beat Spencer Love and JPJ in the same night in Vegas, and they even had Joel from Fightful in their corner, and they still couldn't get the job done. And I won because I picked Spencer's favorite wrestler to win. That's the best part.
I'm gonna need to do a lot fewer shows next couple months. From there, we had our main event of the evening.
It's the summer of Parish, not the summer of punk, people. I've held this all summer long.
We had John Cena against Roman Reigns for the Universal or Blue Universal Championship. Off the get, John coming out with this amazing looking t-shirt. I kind of need one. And then Roman coming out very slow, very methodical. Overall, I thought this kind of went a little slower. They were definitely drinking it in. And, of course, this is the main event. You're going to take a little bit slower. But it just we've been sitting on our couches since 7:30, 8 o'clock. And it's now slowly approaching midnight. I'm tired. I'm sure you guys are tired. The crowd's tired. We're just kind of worn out because of how the pay-per-view's been all together. And we have this kind of slower paced match, but eventually we do get a lot of the teases. We get the, I got you at a 1 count. Oh, I got you for a 2 count. We did see some table spots. We did see
2 count. That was my favorite part of the match.
Yeah. But eventually we saw Roman Reigns retain over John Cena. What did you guys think of the match?
I loved it. I thought it was a great match. Like, absolutely fantastic. John Cena is a GOAT. He has not lost a single step in that ring. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns is on another level. This was a mega match. These two are money. And on top of that, they are absolutely Hall of Fame talents. And I love the fact that these two put on a clinic on how to perform in a main event. I still believe Seth and Ray match of the night, but these guys, clinic tonight. Just absolutely beautiful storytelling. Thank you.
You mean Seth and Edge?
Seth and Edge was match of the night.
Yeah, you said Seth and Ray.
Yeah, well, you know what? I said what I want on the champ, and I'm drinking.
Because, you did your homework there. Astrid, what did you think of the match?
We covered it. It's in the rear view.
No, I really enjoyed the match a lot. I kept I loving the parts when Cena goes like, I got you at 1, I got you at 2, and keep going like that. And another thing that made the match for me was Heyman's facial expressions with all the false finishes in the background. I kept looking at him whenever the count happened. I'm like, and I'm sorry, but I love this part. I was watching it with my family, and my mom isn't into like the MCU like we are. So just funny when she sees Roman's glove, and she goes, "Is that the Thanos glove?" And I'm like, "You made her, Mom." I'm just saying.
Yep. Yeah, my only complaint was they made the stipulation last night that if Roman loses, he will leave the WWE, and I just didn't feel like that was accentuated enough. It didn't feel like there was really a what's the
really
word
the attitude adjustment from the second rope didn't make you go, "Oh my god."
No, not at all. Because and maybe it's just because I know what's to come. It didn't make me think like for a second, like, oh man, it's gonna happen. It's kind of like, okay, maybe we'll see it. Maybe we'll see 17 John. But I didn't expect it. I knew by the end of the match that Roman would retain.
Did you not feel anything during the show?
I don't feel
completely dead inside because this
look,
show.
Man, today has been.
I'll rephrase that. Are you completely perished inside?
Today, this is a shoot too. Today has been a roller coaster of emotion for me. So I'm here, but I'm not here. So I want to be here. Don't take that the wrong way. So, but yeah, it's just you know, having a little bit of knowledge and having that little bit of foresight to see what's going to come next, especially at Mania next year. I kind of felt like, okay, well, Roman's not going to lose this, I wish they would make. That's the thing. I wish they would make me feel that. I wish I would be able to feel that tension. Like, oh man,
I will agree with you. That stipulation was the stupidest thing they could do a night before a big pay-per-view.
And the fact that they did it last night with what it was with the return of Pepsi Man to AEW, it was very overshadowed, and it just felt like nothing. It was just there. They said it to put some words into a promo, but there was no build up to it. There was no reminder of it. There was no promos to say, "Hey, don't forget." Does
there have to be?
I mean, for something that was that quick, last night, last minutes of SmackDown, give me at least a reminder. Make me believe it could happen. That's all I ask.
It's wrestling. Anything can happen in the WWE. Yeah. They've been saying that for decades.
It's unbelievable. From there, we had, after the match, Roman Reigns standing tall when we hear dum, 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 dum. There's my one for the night. We have Brock Lesnar, ponytail and beard and all, coming through the curtain and coming down to the ring. And we have a stare down between the Advocate and the former Advocate of Paul Heyman. And, this is only going to lead to these two fighting somewhere down the line for the title. Maybe even have a little bit of a love triangle there with Paul Heyman and the Universal title. How do you guys feel about this?
Yeah, that's true.
You guys put me on the spot so easily. Jeez.
It's because you're the natural. You should be able to do this.
Excuse you.
Show them up. Come on.
No, I mean, it wasn't surprising though, because a lot of people were already predicting that was going to happen. Especially, so I wasn't kind of expecting it. I'm like, is it going to happen now? I'm waiting for the moment. I did like how the crowd was reacting to him. I was not expecting them to cheer that much, at least, because I felt like it was already the time, because I went to WrestleMania, and being that when it was already midnight, people were already shut down. I'm like, there was barely any reaction. People were already leaving, so I was not expecting the energy to be like that, at least.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was Vegas. I mean, there's a lot going on in Vegas right now. I mean, you still have the Pacquiao fight and all that stuff. I mean, Vegas. I mean, when you think Vegas is not bumping, it really is bumping. Yeah. I will say that. But no, I mean, I think this is really cool. Just seeing this. I mean, I think I can say this pretty confidently that as much as we want to see Lesnar and Roman and how much that makes sense, I think we want to see Lashley versus Lesnar a little bit more. I think that's the right thing. Personally, I'd like to see Cesaro or Walter against Lesnar. I don't know. I'm just a little bit different. I'm a little kooky, I guess. I don't know. But I just like a little bit of change now and then because I think it's healthy. But with that being said, I mean, I thought it was cool. Nobody expected Lesnar really to be there. It was kind of like, okay, I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, shut up. With that being said, I mean, it was a nice little touching thing. I mean, Paul Heyman just looking like his mistress and his wife just met each other, and they're like, "Oh my God, they don't like each other. Oh my God, am I in trouble? What do I do? I don't know. Why do I have this stupid lay around my neck? I'm sorry, Brock, I love you. No, Roman, here's your championship. Let's get out of here really quickly." It was absolutely fantastic.
He left really fast.
Yeah, and it was just like, "Hey, little roll, let's run. Yeah, look at him go." It was just nice to see him kind of backpedal in a little bit, but he's like, I'm gonna walk with him. He's a champion. I'm gonna walk with him. But then as soon as Brock beats you, I'm gonna go over here. And it's he's like the Sonny of managers back in the day, where she only went for whoever carried the championship, the tag champions. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's great because do you remember when Seth Rollins did the heist of the century? And Lesnar was looked at as this mega face the next night on Raw, where he just wanted to kill someone.
That is something I do remember.
Yeah, and it was like, yes, we want to see this. Yes.
Yeah.
And Seth played that role just magnificently. But like the one thing here is this feels like super heavyweights going at it. Like you have Roman Reigns, who looks like he's Teflon right now, against Brock Lesnar, who looks anything like he looks like he's stronger than Teflon, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting to see this dynamic. It's going to be built exceptionally huge. Extreme Rules is something I think we should be looking for because I think that's the main event that I want to watch Extreme Rules now for. Especially if you sprinkle in Edge Seth too. Yeah, okay. All right. You got me. You got my ears. I mean, I'm listening to what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yep.
I think what we're gonna see is gonna be a lot better than what we saw a couple years ago. I mean, we've had Roman versus Brock so many times, 32, 33, 34. We've had this match over and over again, but with this evolution that Roman has gone through, I definitely think that there is going to be a better story to tell between these two, especially with Paul Heyman being the advocate to the head of the table. From there, let's go to what I'd like to throw into these from now on. These pay-per-view reacts, kind of a out of 10 kind of thing. What did you guys think overall about the pay-per-view?
I'm gonna give it a strong but nice 6.9.
Nice. But wrong. Astrid.
I was gonna say between like a 5 and a 6 at least.
Yeah, for myself, I think a 5, maybe a 4. Pretty. Yeah,
watch the show again later and then get back.
Maybe I should. Maybe I just need to clear my mind a little bit, rewatch, just refocus, and come back with some actual notes.
You know what you might need? You might need to go work out with Rich King at Arc Athletics. Our beautiful
maybe I should.
Over there.
Man.
Where you can follow him at Arc Athletics 1, and then you know what? You're just in a better mindset because when you look good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you love wrestling.
Hey, there you go. There we have it. All right, so
I nailed it.
I'm so glad that we were able to fill 52 minutes of this. I thought we were going so quick, and it was going to be over within like 5. But fortunately, we got there. And if you're still with us, thank you so much for joining us on kind of this impromptu reacts where we react to the SummerSlam 2021 from Las Vegas. For myself, I'm Alex. Chris, I know you're on places like the internet. Where can we find you at?
I'm usually surfing on the website. Oh, you mean social media? Okay. You can follow me on the Twitter at Chris Parrish. You can follow me on the Instagram at Chris.Parrish. You can follow me at the Twitch at the Chris Parrish. But guess what? I also got a beautiful new follow today. You want to know? You want to see who my new follower is?
Sure.
Oh. It's this guy. Oh, yeah. I did it this morning, and I got them, and now I got you guys too. Twice in one day.
No, I knew that was coming.
Astrid, save me. Where can we find you at?
I finally got it correctly. Astrid Pizarro on Twitter, and then Astrid Pizarro 20 on Instagram.
You got anything coming up? Anything you want to plug? Any wrestle plugs you might want to talk about?
We have the Takeover Reacts tomorrow, so we'll be doing that as well. And if you go on my Twitter, I was on the Wrestle Plug podcast, so if you want to check that out.
Awesome. As for myself, I'm so sorry. As for myself, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Steam, and Epic Games at EctoGuy87. And just for people, I have a little special announcement coming tomorrow for a Sunday brunch, which I will be on. And don't worry, I won't be the host, but I will be taking notes. Tomorrow, we are doing NXT TakeOver 36 Reacts following the show. So make sure you tune in for that. If you're still with us, make sure you give Love Wrestling CA a follow on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And Instagram, I believe, is one of the things we're on. And we thank you for joining us for this Reacts. For Alex, myself, of course, and for Chris, and for Astrid, producer Ed, take us on home. Bye.